mai kako e Nahoa makamaka o ka aina aloha, Pelina mai, mai Hawaii, a ni hau. Pelina. The Native Hawaiian Legal Corporation is a nonprofit, private law firm that deals in the area of land title, water, Hawaiian homes, ceded lands, access and gathering, and other traditional and customary rights that pertain to land. And we advocate in many different forums, whether it be at the local, state, or the federal level. When I was growing up in the 70s, there were many land struggles that were going on. Kaho'olawe, Sand Island, areas such as Kalama Valley, Waihole Waikani.
Oh, the needs were basic. Homelessness, Hawaiians living on the beaches in tents.
People knew that it wasn't pono, and they wanted to do something about it.
It was like a very a passionate time, I guess. And so the voices came out in the passions and the speeches and demonstrations and the occupations all the time.
And I think it coincided with some of the cultural renaissance, as they call it, that started going on with the music and the interest in reviving the language and cultural traditions. It was just a real fertile time in terms of the raising of consciousness among Hawaiians. And Kauai Puna Prijin, myself, Randy Kalahiki, and Roy Ula Cavello, where we worked very closely together in developing what started out as the Hawaiian Coalition of Native Claims, and later on grew into the Native Hawaiian Legal Corporation, which is still operating today, I'm happy to say.
Back in the early days of NHLC, we were working in an area that was totally unknown. There was no support for Native rights issues or for the things that Native Hawaiians were attempting to preserve.
And basically the Ninth Circuit.
So it was really an exciting time to be entering this field of law and to help in the development of that field of law.
We were labeled as a bunch of radicals, we were troublemakers. There was really no recognition of what traditional and customary practices were under the law.
In the area of traditional and customary rights, we were involved and represented those who were asserting the rights of access. Through the Pele Defense Fund case, we were able to establish precedential setting law.
We also were involved in the Waihole water case representing Calvin Ho and Hakipu Ohana. I think over the years what we have done is we've been able to establish that these practices are credible, that they exist, and that they need to be protected.
The legal system has been historically used to oppress and dispossess Hawaiians. And so Native Hawaiian Legal Corporation is about changing that very sad history